the grandson of right thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. Don't be deceived, thinking that you are something when you are nothing. A lot of people understand that as the little flock, we have to be on guard and watchful for deceivers because there's so many warnings in the scriptures telling us, be watchful, be sober-minded, don't be deceived, be not deceived, don't be deceived. There be deceivers coming, so don't be deceived. Wolves in sheep's clothing and deceivers. So that warning is coming over and over and over and over again. But I want to tell you about a type of deceiver that you may not have been paying attention to in your life. A man who thinks he's something when he is nothing. In other words, someone who deceives themselves. The purpose of a deception is to be believed. Person only deceives in the hopes of being believed, correct? Or otherwise, there's no point in deceiving. If there's no chance that it will be received as truth. That's why so much deception is copying or mimicking something else. That's why. It's so that you will believe that they are something other than what they are. Well, like I said, there are some deceivers who are consciously doing this deceiving. They know they're not what they are, but they want other people to think that they are. That's one type of deceiver. And those are common deceivers that you see all over. But there's another more dangerous type. That type is the one who actually believes his own deception. He believes it for one reason or another. Usually it is because it has worked on others. Wait a minute. I did this thing and they really believe me. So I must really be that thing. See, deceiving is all about playing to be something that you're not. And that's why claiming you're something when you're nothing is deceiving yourself. And once you believe that deception, then you go forth into the world as though you are. And that's a different type of deceiver, I'm telling you right now. One that can't be convinced that they're deceiving. They've gotten so lost in their deception that they believe the lie. Now, does the scripture say that that will happen in the end days? That because they love not the truth, he will give them over to their lie since they love it so much? Y'all know that there are children of Abba, and then there are tares who came from the evil one. The enemy have done this, Abba said. So y'all know that there are two different types. And everybody doesn't want to be one of those two types. In other words, Abba may point at one and say, you're mine. To the next one, he says, you're not mine. And that's what it is. The potter and the pottery, you see? But as he said, you have a lot of pottery talking to the potter, asking him what he has made. In other words, trying to change what they are into something else. That's when you start deceiving yourself. I'm one of your children. I'm good. Abba's children don't call themselves that. They let Abba call them that. So usually when you see somebody calling themselves good, it's because they have deceived themselves. You know, to be a follower of Christ, right? Watch this. You're a follower of Christ. Christ was called good. And then he asked the person that called him that, why are you calling me that? For none is good, the Father in heaven. So then How do people that say they follow Christ run around calling themselves good? Because they've deceived themselves that they are something when they are nothing. See? So if a man is not good, though he thinks that he is, then he's very dangerous. He's very dangerous because he's deluded himself. I shall give them to strong delusion. See that there? Strong means you really believe it. You believe that everything is good. You believe that you're right with the Father. You believe that you're a righteous person. You believe that whatever positive traits about a human being, you believe you have those things. When Abba's saying, no, you don't. Abba's saying, no, you don't. You're not any of those things. You don't have any of those things. So why do you insist that you do? And then he even told you in the scriptures that he's having that conversation with people by saying, you're the pottery, asking the potter what he made. Didn't the potter have the right to decide what he wants to make with his own clay? Some vessels for mercy and some for destruction. Now, are there some vessels fitted for destruction? You say yeah, because the scriptures say yeah. So then there's some people on the earth that were only made to be destroyed, to be shattered. A pot to be shattered. He made it to be shattered. You see that? So, do you think the people that have that reality of themselves, do you think they enjoy that? Do you think they feel good about that reality? No. So then they deceive themselves and lie, hoping that they can deceive you. And that's why you let your light shine. That's why. So that everybody in the room can be exposed for what they are. It doesn't matter what they say they are. That's wrong judgment. They can say they're any damn thing. We only know what you are by what you do from your heart. That tells me what you are, not what your mouth says. Because mouths lie. Hearts don't lie. So then why would I waste my time listening to something that could possibly deceive me instead of focusing on what cannot deceive me? Now watch what I'm saying. Abba says, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. What do you say next? Deceiving yourselves. See what I'm saying to you? It's about what you do. If you heard the word, but you didn't do it, then you've become a hearer and not a doer. And you've deceived yourselves that you are what you claim to be, which is a follower of Christ. You're only a follower of Christ if you actually follow him. Not just because you say you do. You have to do what Christ does. And that's a very narrow path. So if you know that narrow path, which the only way you can know it is to be on it, then you can see. And that's what he's saying. If you're a doer, then you're not deceiving yourself, nor are you deceiving others. Because if I am doing it, then that obviously means I know how to. But if I say I can do it, which we've all done in our life, haven't we? We've gone to a job. We needed that damn check, but we didn't know how to do the damn job, but we said we did. I remember when I bought my first motorcycle. I didn't even know how to drive a motorcycle, switch gears and none of that shit yet. I hopped on that damn thing and rode off from that dealer like I knew what I was doing. I got around the corner and practiced till I could get it right. I didn't know what I was doing. The dealer was like, are you sure you know how to ride a motorcycle? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. Should. I know exactly what I'm doing. All right, I don't feel comfortable selling to somebody if they don't know how to ride. Man, I've been doing it for a long time. Shit. Never had been on a bike in my life. I just knew I wanted one. You see? I got good at it, but at that day, I wasn't good at it. But I told him I was so I could get that body. You see what I'm trying to explain to you? That's what I mean. That's what people are doing. They're doing that with Yahusha too. Do you know how to ride the motorcycle? In other words, do what Yahusha did? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Oh, I believe you, brother. Okay, cool. I was just wondering. No, we're not like that anymore. We used to be gullible, all extra curious. Them days are done. We put childish things away. We're no longer destroyed for lack of knowledge. Children are, though. Children don't know the snake is poisonous, that the snake will strike. So he just grabs the thing. But adults do know. So they learn how to handle the thing properly. Well, that's what he means when he says, we're not ignorant of his devices. His devices are deception. He doesn't have no other device. That's his tactics. Hasn't that been what he's always used? What did Eve say? Since the end is the beginning, what did Eve say in the beginning? He beguiled me. What is guile? Deception. Remember I said about Yahusha? There was no guile. See how there's a difference between those two? One uses guile, one has no guile. So then if you say you follow Yahusha, then you have to have no guile. Or at least be working on that. In other words, doing it. Not just hearing that's the way you're supposed to be. Christ says, take no thought of what you'll eat or drink, but then you go off. See, you're not a doer of that. Why? Because it requires faith. Anything that requires faith takes bravery. Abba's separating the brave from the cowards. That's simple. The real from the fake ones. The ones he truly called from the ones who called themselves and deceived themselves that they were something when they were nothing. You see? It's just a decoration. You know that's the world you're living in. You know it. It's all about how something looks. That's what the focus is, because that's the age you're living in. Now, what's written about this age? In order to live in it and be wise, you must become a fool. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, I believe. It's in 1 Corinthians, though. In order to be wise in this world, you must become a fool. What does that mean, y'all? Do you even understand that? What do you mean I have to become a fool to be wise? Yeah, in this age, you do. In this world, you do. Remember they asked Yahushua, when is the end of the age? See? The age, the world. This world is Esau's world, which his world is based on deception because he hunts. Now, when you hunt, you lay a snare or a trap. You disguise your intentions. See? And the best deceiver is the best hunter. He who can lead his prey to his own demise and have his arm around his prey like he's helping him is the best hunter there is. Oh, I'll help you. Yeah, brother. Come on in. Yeah, I'll give you everything you need. Yes, right. Come on. See, when you're doing, you can't be deceived. It's only when you're a hearer is when you can be deceived. But when you're doing, you know what things look like. You know what proper works are. They come forth out of the heart. They don't have to be tugged out because you know that the Father loves a cheerful giver. A cheerful giver doesn't have to be forced to give. They don't have to be begged to give. They don't have to be strong-armed to give because they're cheerfully giving. And so that's why God loved them, because God is all about brotherly love. And in order to have brotherly love, you